The worst pizza I ever ate was also the best. A true travel story by Grayson Ferguson. There's no such thing as bad pizza. At least that's how the saying goes. But some sure are better than others. When I was a kid, maybe 9 or 10, my dad would occasionally bring home pizza after work. It came in glossy white, indistinct boxes. No labels, no telephone numbers, no names. The crust was floppy, the cheese might have been microwaved. I didn't blame the pizza joint for not putting its name on the box. I wouldn't have put my name on it either. But I did blame my dad. Where had he stumbled on the no-name restaurant? And why did he insist on continually going back? That pepperoni pizza I stomached. So did my 2 sisters and mom. Pepperoni possesses the magical ability of making almost anything edible. The second pizza, though, came coated crust to crust in shaved onions. Not just any onion either, a sweet, semi-translucent onion. It made the pizza both reflective and transparent, as if looking at it through fogged glass. To be more like Dad, I tried an onion slice. Every time. And every time, I hated the slice. My father kept the second pizza, sans my slice, for himself. That's probably why he ordered it. He knew nobody else would bother him and his nearly complete pie. He died a few years later. My family never ate the pizza again. Not that my mother or 2 sisters didn't want to. We did. We would have given anything to smell that sweet onion pizza again, to feel almost full once more. But we couldn't. We didn't know where the pizza and the plain white boxes came from. We only asked him out of jest, and he never told. Eventually, we moved on. We ate other pizza. As the years after his death turned to decades, I would occasionally order an all-onion pizza, just to try it, to dabble in search of those forgotten dinners with my dad, but it never tasted right. It was just another pizza. The thing about time passing is memory often drifts with it. I could recall times with my dad, moments, sayings, but I struggled to see him. In my mind, I sometimes saw his brownish-red beard, other times his smile, occasionally his eyes, but never together. Never his full face. Fragments. I'd forgotten what he looked like. Eventually, I forgot about the pizza. Life took me away from my childhood home. I traveled, I moved, I lived in other countries. Thoughts of my father would occasionally come, but rarely linger. I'd see a fedora style of hat he loved. I'd hear U2 or Sting, favorites of his. Momentarily reminders of past events, but nothing more. And with every interaction, usually something less. Like a photocopy of a photocopy. Eventually what's left is hardly recognizable. I now find myself in Argentina, calling the capital of Buenos Aires home. The city leans heavily into its European ancestry. It is reflected in the buildings, the people, and the food, including the pizza. While most pizzerias serve a variation of Neapolitan, Fugazetta, a locally born and bred option, exists too. An all-cheese pizza covered, crust to center, in onion. Perhaps my dad had premonitions of my eventual travels. Or maybe he wanted to implant a memory I would one day, decades later, recall. More likely than not, he simply wanted a pizza all to himself. But when I bit down on the Argentinian pizza and the sweet onions took hold of my mouth, I was once again a 9-year-old boy sitting at the table, taking a slice, hoping to be more like Dad. I could see my father, his teeth, his brownish-red beard, his eyes, his smile. I held on to the vision as long as I could, then took another bite. I rubbed a tear away with my wrist. I finished off my slice in a numbed, happy silence. As the saying goes, there's no such thing as bad pizza, even when it comes in a plain, no-name white box.